a sophomore at St. Norbert. He's studying business, I think. Something I don't understand. But this is really what's important to know about Nick. He has beautiful eyes. Today we were talking, sorry Nick, but not even so much the eyes, but his eyelashes. I'm like, bro, are you wearing mascara?
That was her first question
because
this
every
morning.
girl wants to have eyelashes like you, and he's like, no. Clearly he's been asked that a lot. But yes, he might be beautiful blue eyes and a lot of fun, but he is gonna bring us deeper. Let's welcome Nick.
I can talk loud. All right, what's up, Green Bay? How we doing? All right, so we're here now. We just ate dinner. We're a little tired. It's been a long day. We've been through a lot. I'm tired, you're tired. So what I want to do, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm pretty nervous. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to start with... Hold on one second. I'm learning. Hello? Hello? Hello, there we go. All right. Yeah. All right, that's gonna be a lot easier. So, in order to kind of get things rolling, kind of get warming up, I'm a new speaker. I've never spoken in front of a group quite this big before. So I thought we'd do some practicing. So if I do something really cute, like put a picture of my puppy on the screen. Oh, you guys are great at this. This is easy. Now if I do something that's kind of sad, you know, it's okay to be a little sad, to get a little teary-eyed. I want to see real tears here, guys. My man A-Rod, broken collarbone. No, that's sad. And if I say something funny, it's okay to laugh. I got this one from my 14-year-old sister. She's in high school. She thought it was funny, so we're gonna give it a shot. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Britney Spears.
Britney Spears too.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Oops, I did it again. All right. It's a good one, I know. All right, so here's how this is gonna work. I'm gonna be real with you guys, and I want you guys to be real with me. We're gonna dive in and we're gonna get after it right away. About a month or so ago, my mother asked me this question. She said, "Are you happy?" I said, "Yeah, Mom, of course I'm happy." "Why?" She said, "Well, you know, I want you to be happy. I want you to be having fun, enjoying college." But her question wasn't unwarranted. This year's been a little bit different for me. I'm a sophomore in college, but this is the first year that I'm not playing football since as long as I can remember. This is the first year that I haven't had a girlfriend in the last 4 years. This is the first year where some of my family members have been fighting for their life, and it's been hard. It's been a little bit of a struggle. A couple weeks later, she asked me again, "Nick, are you happy?" I said, "Yeah, Mom, I'm happy." I think she probably asked me about 3 or 4 times. Now that I think about that a little more, I guess my answer is I don't know. I don't know if I'm really happy. In the Bible, Jesus says, "I came that you may have life and have it abundantly." What does that mean? What does that mean to really live abundantly, to have a happy life? You know, deep down, I think if we really think about it, there's a part in all of us that's unsatisfied. Maybe it's depression, maybe it's struggling family members. I don't know what you guys all got going on. Maybe it's just our culture telling us that you need more. I want to be faster, I want to be stronger. I want to do better in school, I want to be better looking. We're constantly trying to get better. We're so focused on living a good life that we forget to live it. For me, my obsession was football. I loved football. I told this to the guys earlier in the guys' talk. I poured my heart and soul into football. In high school, I had a really healthy relationship. I worked hard, I got better, I grew with my teammates. But when I got to college, it became an obsession. It became about me just getting stronger, getting faster, and that's all I did. And I didn't make time in my life for the important things, for the people that mattered, to spend time with my family. You know, I think if you've been to a youth conference before, you know where this is going. This is the part where I tell you, only Jesus can fill that void. You've all heard it before. Jesus is the answer. We've all heard this. You know, I believe it's true, but do you? Our priests tell us it, our parents tell us it, our grandparents tell us, Jesus is the answer. What do we do? I don't want to just tell you that tonight. I want to enter into that vulnerability, into that void. I want to take you through a thought process of wondering why we think the way we do, and lead you to that fact that, yeah, Jesus is the answer. Part of why I think when we hear this, you know, what do we say? We say, oh, that's great. Or, yeah, I believe that. But do we really believe that? Do we really believe that Jesus is the answer? Some of us might say, you know, that's great, maybe for you, but not for me. Or we might say, yeah, I've heard that, okay. But we don't want to change our lives. Why is that? I think part of it is we have unrealistic expectations of who Jesus is. We want a Jesus like this guy. Have you guys seen the new Geico commercial? The one where they're lifting and he's like, Bro-tato chip, Bro-heem, Teddy Roosevelt. We want a Jesus that's our bro. We want a Jesus that makes us feel good. We want a Jesus that makes us feel comfortable. Maybe it's not Jesus. Maybe it's just our idea of religion as a whole. Maybe we look at religion and we think about our grandma sitting in the back of church praying the rosary. She's sitting in the back because Catholics don't sit in the front. We all know this. So we have these unrealistic expectations. Why? I think the reason why we have unrealistic expectations is because we don't know what it means to be in an authentic relationship with Jesus. And the reason why I don't think we know what it means to be in an authentic relationship with Jesus is because we don't know how. Let's talk about women's bathrooms for a little bit. If you guys are wondering why I'm talking about this, there's a point. Just hear me out. So I'm out to dinner with a couple of my girlfriends, guy friends, and all of a sudden one girl raised her hand, hey, I gotta go to the bathroom. Thanks for letting us know. And all of a sudden, all of the girls have to go to the bathroom at the same time. It's like either they have synchronized bladders or there's like some couches in there, lounges, the whole deal. But I think there's a point to that. I think it makes sense because as humans, we desire companionship. We want to be with other people. There's these studies that show that when babies aren't touched, they get sick and they die. Just to be touched helps them grow. I was talking with my friend the other night and she said, you know, we don't have much as humans. We don't have great smell. We don't have great eyesight. We're not really that strong. But we work together. We have companionship. We have other people. And yet, so many of us feel alone. So many of us feel like it's us versus the world. When I was in high school, I don't know that I ever really felt alone. I had great friends, I was involved, I did a lot of great things, but when I got to, and even my first year of college, it was okay. But this year in college, I started to feel a little bit of what it feels like to be alone. When I quit football, I don't like saying that, because it's hard for me to say that, but when I did, Some of my friends, some of the guys I thought were my friends came up to me and said, "Ah, it was nice knowing you, Vande." Pass them in the hall, see them in the cafeteria. I try to be the better man and say, "Hey guys, how's it going?" Some of them don't even look at me. I don't have a girlfriend to constantly be texting anymore. And yet, so we go through our lives and you go sit in the cafeteria, even though you're surrounded by people, part of you feels alone. And I know there's a lot of you out there that have felt this, because it's real. It's a struggle. It's hard. Part of why I think that is we live in a digital culture. We live in a culture where we're constantly on our phones. You know, we don't even know how to talk to people anymore. We're sitting on our phones texting this girl, and all of a sudden you put down your phone and you're face to face and you don't even know what to say. When we're sitting alone in our rooms at home with our family, we pull out our phones and look at social media, and what do we see? All the fun things that people are doing, all the great things that they're doing, how much fun they're having, and we're alone. We're not with them. When I think about college, I think about college parties. People go to parties and woohoo! They're all great friends. We're having a great time. This is so much fun. Oh, you're the best, man. And then they wake up the next day. They're tired. They're hungover. And their friends aren't there anymore. They're gone. And you're alone. And there's so many people that feel this way. And they pour all their time into getting better grades, into getting better, and just working hard, and yet they forget to build these authentic relationships. Because authenticity requires us being vulnerable. Requires us to open up to other people and say, you know what, I have weaknesses, I have faults. And it requires us to invite other people into those relationships. When I think about authentic relationships, I think about my family. Yes, my family is cooler than yours. And no, gentlemen, you cannot date my sisters. Just clearing the board right away. When I think about my family, I think about us getting ready to have people over. When people come over to my house, the house is clean, my sisters are smiling, everyone's happy, having a good time. But if you rewind, like 30 minutes before people got there, more realistically, it's probably like 5 minutes before people got there, chaos. Absolute, complete chaos. My mom, who's sitting right here, I'm gonna make fun of her because I can, is like vacuuming the walls and clean everything, you know? It's like that commercial. We can't let people know we live here. My sisters are fighting over clothes, they're pulling hair, everyone's screaming. It's just complete chaos. But that's what a real relationship is. A real relationship isn't just the social media cute picture you took for Instagram. It's the real chaos, it's the struggles, it's the challenges. It's being there for each other when it's hard. When I think about that, I think about my Nana. Last September, my Nana was diagnosed with 4-stage brain cancer. A lot of you guys have had a lot of death in your families, and for me, I haven't had much. I've been pretty blessed. A lot of my relatives are still around, so this was a big deal for me. And they told her, they said, without treatment, you have 2 months. Just to clear the air, my Nana's still around today. She's still fighting. But when you have something like this going on in your family, you have a choice. You have to make a lot of hard decisions. Where's she gonna live? Who's gonna care for her? Is she gonna go in a nursing home? What kind of treatments are we gonna do? And it's hard. It's hard to make those decisions. But when you care about someone, that's what you do. You're there for them all the time, no matter what. That's what a real relationship is. It would be easy to go drop her off at a nursing home and say good luck. But that would be crazy, right? Because these are the people in our lives that we care about. These are the people in our lives that matter. These are the people in our lives that are going to make us whole, that are going to fill that void, that are going to make us happy. Same is true with God. It's going to be a struggle. It's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. But that's what a real relationship is. When I think about struggle with God and having doubts, I think about my theology class this year. In my theology class, there's a lot of ideas that are very atheist. I've been given a lot of reasons to really doubt God's presence, to wonder, is he really there? One of the things that really shook me was something I learned about Mother Teresa. More than anything else in this class. You see, Mother Teresa, in some of the letters she writes to her confessors, she says that for 50 years of her life, she did not feel the presence of God. A saint did not feel the presence of God. When I heard this, I was like, no, that can't be. I don't like that at all. I don't like that. You know, when we were with Jesus before, I was feeling God's presence, and that was pretty cool. But to think about that for 50 years, the more I thought about it, I started to think, how beautiful. How beautiful is that? That despite those struggles, despite those challenges, she still got up every day and went out in the streets. She went in the streets of Calcutta and she picked up the sick and the dying and she cared for them. And you know what? Maybe if she didn't see God necessarily in her own life, I guarantee you she saw God in those other people. She saw God in them. So God calls us into this relationship, calls us into this struggle. And these real relationships, just like our relationship with God, are hard. You know, in Sarah's talk, it was a great talk, she asked the question, what do you want Jesus to do for you? But I don't think the question ends there. You know, in a relationship, it requires two people. It requires two people working together. I'm going to do my part and you're going to do yours. So my question for you is, what are you going to do for God? What are you going to do to allow him to come into your life? No matter what, God's going to provide for you. No matter what, whether you believe it or not, God's going to be there. But what are you going to do to bring him in, to accept him? I want to show you guys a clip. It's from one of my favorite movies, Facing the Giants. I don't know how many of you guys have seen it, but the coach in this movie has been losing football games. He's been trying to have a kid at home and he can't. He's got all these struggles going on. They're trying to fire him. And he turns to God in prayer. And he's struggling. And this is a conversation he has with sort of a school chaplain, Mr. Bridges. And I'd like you guys to hear it.
Mr. Bridges, you believe God told you to come tell me that?
I do.
I admit to you I have been struggling, but I've also been praying. I just don't see him at work here.
Grant, I heard a story about two farmers who desperately needed rain, and both of them prayed for rain, but only one of them went out and prepared his fields to receive it. Which one do you think trusted God to send the rain?
Well, the one who prepared his fields for it.
Which one are you? God will send the rain when he's ready. You need to prepare your field to receive it.
In the Bible, Jesus says, "Behold, I am always with you." I want you guys just to think about that. And I want you guys to think about preparing your fields to receive God. I don't want to just ask that question and leave it out there. I want to give you guys some practical thoughts on that. What are you going to do? Well, I want to invite you guys to pray. Talk to God about your struggles. Talk to God about what's hard. God already knows, but he wants to hear it from you. He wants to hear the things that you enjoyed about your day. He wants to hear the things that you're happy about and the things that you're sad about, just like any other real relationship would. When the Bible says pray unceasingly, I'll challenge you guys to do this. One thing I like to do is I like to think about my Nana. And when I'm struggling, when I'm doing something hard, when I'm going to the gym to work out, yeah, I work out. I like to go to the gym. When I go to the gym to work out, I say, Nana, this is for you. Take some of Nana's pain and give it to me, God. And I offer it up. I offer it up for her and for other people. The second thing I want to invite you to is the Eucharist. We get to receive Jesus' body and blood, the real thing in the Eucharist. It doesn't get any more intimate than that. You know, we all have these doubts, we all have these challenges, and that's okay. But don't just leave it there. Don't just let these doubts happen. Ask questions. Look for the answers. Learn, read. If you have a question about one of your friends, you're going to ask them because you want to get to know them. The same is true with God. You know, if you're wondering, well, what the heck was going on earlier with the Eucharist, you know, is that really Jesus? Talk to people. See what the church says about the Eucharist. Why does the church believe what it believes? I think you'll be amazed at what you find. And build these relationships. Because in these authentic relationships with people, with real friends, we all know who the people are that are really good for us. And we know the people that are not good for us. The people that are leading us down the wrong path. That's not authentic. That's not genuine. That's not who you are. That's not who you were created to be. Build these relationships, because through these relationships, not only are you going to see God, but you're going to learn how to have an authentic relationship with God. Learn about God. Learn about others. Build authentic relationships. You guys, I want you to be happy. I want you to feel that way. I want God to bless you so much. But that comes from a conscious decision and a conscious effort every single day, in the struggles, in the easy times, in the hard times, with other people and with God together. I want to leave you with this. What are you going to do to prepare your fields? What are you going to do after this conference when you go home? What are you going to do to grow in your relationship with God? Because, guys, it's worth it. It's worth it. What are you going to do to prepare for rain?